is ExploraStory, where we travel into a story through movement. Before we explore the story of Swimmy, you'll need a few things. First, you'll need a piece of paper and a writing tool like a crayon or a pencil. If your room where your screen is doesn't have a desk or a table, you'll need something to write on, like a clipboard or a kitchen tray, or even a cookie sheet will work. Let's put those things away for now. We'll need them later. You'll also need to make sure that you have a safe place to move in front of your screen. So, make a big X with your body and then lower your arms to shoulder height. Then turn all the way around in one direction and all the way around in the other direction. Move anything that you bump into. You'll also want to watch my storytime video of Swimmy so that you'll know the story. And if you watch my lightning brain dance video, you'll be able to wake up your body before we move. Now, let's travel to that corner of the sea somewhere where Swimmy and his brothers and sisters are floating together in a happy little school. Let's take a look around us at those fish bodies. Can you make a fish shape with your hand? I see you squeezing your fingers together, making your hand flat. You can also make a fish shape with two hands together. A fish is streamlined. That means its body is long and thin and flat. Can you make a streamlined body with your whole body? I see you standing with your arms at your sides. Your knees are close together, and so are your ankles. Fish are streamlined because they don't have very many bumps, and the bumps they have are special and important. They're called fins. On the top of the fish's head, they have a dorsal fin. That fin helps them stay steady and balanced straight up and down in the water. They also use that dorsal fin when they want to change direction. Can you move your head from side to side quickly? That's how the fish uses his dorsal fin. I see you moving your dorsal fin. And part of your body comes with you, I see, when you do that. The most important fin that a fish has is his tail. He moves his tail back and forth, left to right, side to side, pushing against the water all around him. You have a tail too, your hips. Can you move your hips side to side, left to right? Now, can you use that dorsal fin on your head and your tail to move like a fish? Smoothly, I see you moving back and forth. Let's think about other words that describe ways fish swim. They dive. I see you moving down low. They dip. They slide and glide through the water. I see you moving up close without picking your feet up off the floor. Let's slide back. They also jerk and dart and move quickly from one direction to another. They zigzag and they twirl and spin. I see you moving like a fish in all those different ways. Now, let's swim around your room. and explore it by swimming in different ways. Look around your room and find something that's down low. In my room, my coyote is down low. Look at that object with your eyes and then follow it with your body. Can you dip and dive down to that object that's down low? I see you dipping and diving. And now you're floating next to that object that's down low. Now look around your room and find something that's in the middle. My big brown bear is in the middle on my long chair. Can you slide and glide through the water to that object that's in the middle? Look at it and then slide and glide. Follow your eyes to that object. I see you moving without picking your feet up. Now look around and find something that's up high in your room. That plant in the pot on my mantelpiece is up high in my room. Can you dart and jerk and zigzag as you move toward that high object? Look at it and then follow it with your swimming. Dart and dip and jerk and float there next to that object. And then swim back to your screen. Now, grab that piece of paper and your clipboard, or whatever you're going to write on, and your writing tool. We're going to make a map of the things that we swam to in your room. At the top of your paper, draw a small rectangle. Then think about that thing that's down low in your room and draw that on your map. I'm going to draw a coyote with his long nose and his long ears. And then think about that thing that was in the middle. I'm going to draw my bear's round face and little round ears. And then look at that thing that you swam to that was up high. I'm going to draw my mantelpiece with the pot and the plant in it. Now, I want you to start at your screen and draw a swimming line to that object that's down low. Dip and dive down to that low object. Then draw a line to that object in the middle, a sliding, gliding line. And then draw a darting, zigzagging line to that thing that's down, that's up high. And finally, draw a slow, floating swimming line back to your screen. Here's my map. You have one too. And you'll be able to use it again to draw more things in your screen room. Let's put the map away for now and go back to Swimmy and his brothers and sisters. They're swimming happily together through the ocean. Can you swim happy? You can swim large and slow and smooth, confident and proud of being together. But then along comes a tuna fish. Now we eat tuna from small cans, but the tuna fish is huge. And you can make a tuna fish with your body. Put one hand on one shoulder and the other hand on the other shoulder. And if you open and close your elbows, you can make the jaws of that tuna fish. Swimmy and his brothers and sisters are afraid. They try to swim away from that tuna fish. They dive and dip and jerk and swim. But that tuna fish gobbles up every one of those little fish. Only Swimmy escapes because he's faster. But he's scared. I see you swimming scared. You dipped and jerked and dove and swam away from that horrible creature. But now Swimmy's alone. He's sad and lonely. He's swimming low and slow. But the sea is full of wonderful things. And as Swimmy swims from marvel to marvel, he feels better. Now we're going to use different parts of our body to make those marvelous creatures that Swimmy meets. We'll use hands and fingers and arms and whole body and legs. The first creature Swimmy meets is a Medusa made of rainbow jelly. Can you make a jellyfish shape with your hand? I see you wiggling your fingers. Now, can you make a jellyfish with your whole body? I see you bending over. And now your back is the body of that jellyfish, and your arms and legs are the tentacles. Then Swimmy meets a lobster. Lobsters have claws on the first of 5 pairs of legs, and they walk along the ocean floor. This lobster moves so smoothly that he looks like a water-moving machine. I see you clicking your claws, opening and closing your hands, moving your feet slowly and steadily through the water. Next, Swimmy meets giant fish that swims so steadily through the water, it's like someone is pulling them along on an invisible thread. If you make that fish shape and come slowly, steadily through the water toward your screen, I will pull you along. Come closer and closer. Next, Swimmy meets an eel. An eel is a long, thin fish. Can you make an eel shape? They're so long and thin that they look like snakes. But just like other fish, they breathe air through the water. Can you make your eel dive and dip and twirl and spin? I see you moving like an eel. And then Swimmy meets sea anemones, little thin creatures that attach themselves at one end of their long, thin bodies to the floor of the ocean. Then at the other end, they have a mouth surrounded by tentacles. They stand still, but they wave in the water like miniature pink palm trees. I see you floating gracefully with your arms up around your head like the tentacles of that sea anemone. And then Swimmy meets another little school of fish. He's so happy. Hi! He swims big and proud. Let's swim and play and see things. But the other little fish are afraid. I see you squeezing down low to hide. The big fish will eat us. But you can't just stay here, says Swimmy. We've got to think of something. Think, think, think. I've got it, says Swimmy. We're going to swim like one big fish. And when Swimmy had taught them how to swim close together, each in his own place, not touching his brothers and sisters. Swimmy taught them to swim like one big red fish. Swimmy said, Swimmy, black as a mussel shell, I will be the eye. And now, let's leave Swimmy and his new friends as they swim through the cool morning waters and into the sunny afternoons and chase those big fish away. And now, we're back in front of your screen. Let's think about what we did today. We looked at fish bodies, fish fins. We used swimming words like dip and dive, dart and jerk, slide and glide and zigzag. We made a map of the room where your screen is, with swimming lines between the objects. We explored the story of Swimmy. I want you to think of something that we did today that surprised you. Think of one word that describes that surprise. Whisper that word into your hand. And then put it in your story time pocket for another day. I hope you'll join me again for ExploraStory. Goodbye.